Hello everyone, welcome to Build with Ganesh YouTube channel. In this video, we will implement the edit and update functionality for an Oracle database table directly from the browser. We already have an existing application that retrieves user data from an Oracle database and displays it in the browser. In this video, we will extend that application by adding an edit feature. Let me briefly explain the architectural overview of this application. The application follows the MVC architecture pattern, which already consists of 3 layers. View layer has JSP pages, that is user.jsp, and the controller layer has a servlet, that is getUserServlet, and a model layer has 2 classes. One is user.DAO. It has methods that interacts with the database, and DB connection is basically a class that we use to establish connection with the database, and a user bean. Now we will enhance this existing structure to support editing a specific record. First, we will modify user.jsp by adding an additional column named edit. Each row will contain an edit icon. When the edit icon is clicked, the selected user's ID will be sent as a request parameter to a mapped servlet called edit user servlet. Inside edit user servlet, we will retrieve the user's complete details from the database by calling a new method called getUserById in the user.DAO class. Once the data is retrieved, it will be forwarded to edit user JSP, where the form fields will be pre-populated with the existing user details. After modifying the data and clicking update user, the form will send a post request to update user servlet. This servlet will invoke the update user method in the DAO layer, execute the SQL update statement, and return the update status. Finally, we will redirect back to user.jsp and display a one-time success message indicating whether the update operation was successful. The complete source code will be available on GitHub, and the repository link is provided in the description. Now let's start implementing the edit feature step by step. This is our existing project, display table data. Let me run this project. So if I run the project, this is the home page, and if I click on show all users, it will display all the table data in the web browser. Now our aim is to add one more column called edit, and at the end of each row it will show a edit image. So if you click on that edit image, it will take to an edit page where you can edit the details, and then you can update it to the Oracle table data. First, start editing the users.jsp page, and I will add an edit column to it. This is our users.jsp page. In this users.jsp page, I have a table tag. So this will display the data in the table format. So here at the end of the first row, I will add extra column that is called edit. So at the end of each table row, so we should able to display image tag. So for that, let me create another table data, and let me create an anchor tag. So here I will use href as edit user, and inside the anchor tag I will put an image. Source is equal to, here in the web app I have an images folder. So in the images folder I have edit.png. so let me insert this path here. So src is equal to, will give another 60 pixels. So whenever we click on this image, it will go to edit user servlet along with the ID that we have selected. So we have to include here thread question mark id is equal to, let's use expression tag user.id. That's it. Let me save the code and run the program again. So you can see here we have a new edit column, and at the end of each row there is an edit image. So if we click on it, it will go to edit user servlet. So let us create edit user servlet. So here I have created edit user servlet. So whenever, let me show you the users list first. So whenever we click on this edit symbol, so it will send a get request to the edit user servlet. Here we are receiving the get request and we will write the code inside the do get. So in here the get request will also send the user ID. So first let us store the user ID in the edit servlet. Now I will create a method in user DAO. Let me open user DAO. So here I have user DAO class. So in this user DAO class, I will create a method get user by ID. I have created a get user by ID method. It will return a user. Now let me create a connection with the database. So I have a class called db connection in com.app.db dbcon. So this class, it has a method, static method get connection. So this method will return the connection object with the established connection with the Oracle database. So in user DAO class and in get user by ID method, I'm calling this method, so it will return a connection object. Now I will create a prepared statement to execute the select query. So the query that we need to write in the string variable is select star from. So this query select the user details where ID is equal to whatever the ID that we select. So now I'm sending this query to the prepared statement. So let me set the value 1 comma ID. So whatever the ID that we receive from method call, we need to set it to the prepared statement. Now let me execute the query. So the execute query will return a result set. So the result set will receive a single user row, and let me load them into the user object. This user object will be returned to the method call. Now let us go to the edit user servlet. Here I will create an object for user DAO class. I have called get user by ID method by the ID that we have received, and when I call this method, it will return a user object that has been data loaded from the Oracle database. So this data we will send to a form that is called edit user.jsp. So there we will edit the details if we need to edit any of the user details, and then we click on update button, then it will update the data to the Oracle database. We have set the user data in the request scope. Now let me use the request dispatcher to send the request and response to the edit user JSP. Let me create a edit user.jsp page. This is our edit user.jsp page. The title here I'll give as edit user. In the body tag I will write a h2 tag. I will write a h2 heading off, and then I will create a form. I have created a form and action is update user. So whenever we click on update user submit button, it will send the post request because we have used the method as post. So it will send a post request to the update user servlet, which we are going to create later. And I have used ID as hidden form field because we are not gonna change the ID because that is a primary key. And name, email, phone and city, I have put the values, so which it will preload with the data that came from database. Now let me run this program and let's see whether this feature is working or not. So here our home page, click on it, and let me click on the first row, edit. So here we are getting the first row details as John Smith, email, phone number, city, and we got an option update user. So if I want to change his name from John Smith to John Allen and click on update user, so the updation has to be changed in the Oracle database. So for that, let us create one more servlet called update user servlet. This is our update user servlet. So here we receive all the updated data and we will store in it in a user object. After loading these details to the variables, create a user by using all these details. I have created a new user object with all the updated details. Now I will create a update user method in the user.devo class so that the method will update all the details into the Oracle database and will send us a boolean whether the data insertion is inserted or failed. So this is the method I have created, update user. So based on the update result, it will return either true or false to the method call. So we'll follow the same process as the get user by id method. So first we will create a connection object and then we create prepared statement and then we set the user details to the update Oracle query and then we will execute update method. So in the update user method, I have created connection first and then I have written SQL query. After that, I have created prepared statement and then I set the values to the prepared statement and then I executed the query. So whatever the result, the integer value I have stored in the update variable, and based on that value, so the result will be either true or false. If the return value is greater than 0, which means the update is successful and result will be true, or else it will stay false as we have taken in the beginning, and the method call will return false if the updation is failed. Now let's go to the update user servlet. So here let me call the method. Here I did the method call. So if the updation is successful, the result will be true. If the updation is failed, the result will be false. Based on that, let me write the code. So based on the result, here I have written two conditions. If result is true, I have created a session and I have set attribute message. The message is the user details updated. So this will be added to the session and the response will be directed to the users, which means all the table data will be loaded again, and along with that the user details updated message as well. In case if the user details updation is failed, so then the else block will be executed and again it will do the same thing, that it will load all the users data from the Oracle database, but this time it will say the user details updation is failed. So here what is this users? This users is nothing but get user servlet. So because here we have used the mapping users, so this will the control will come here and it will get all the users and display by using users.jsp. So in here users.jsp, so let me print the message whether the details are printed or not. Here I'm printing the message by using JSTL tags. So it is just like if statement. So c/if test session scope.message. So it will access our message. If message is not empty, so it will print the message, whatever the message that is there in the green color, and after that it will remove the message, because we don't, after a refresh we want to get rid of this message, so that's why we are removing the message. So let me run the program again. Click on show all users. So here is our data loaded, and I would like to change the fourth row, Levi Beijing. So I will change his name and email, and let's see whether the details are getting updated or not. Click on it. Here instead of Levi I will write Chris Wood. So here I will write Chris.Wood. And click on update user. So here we received an error, display table slash update user is not available. So let me go to that update user. So here we forget to put @web servlet mapping, and here the path is update user. Let me save it. Let me import the annotation first. Save the changes. Go back page. So here Chris Wood and chriswood@gmail.com is there. Let me click on update user. So here we are getting one more error. HTTP method post is not supported by this URL. Let's go to update user again. So here we have used doGet method. Let us change into doPost. Save the program. Go to this web browser again, and then just click on update user. And here we can see the user details updated, and let's check the fourth one. So here chriswood.gmail.com instead of Levi. So this is our application today. If you like the video, subscribe the video, and if you have any doubts, please comment it down below. And the next video is going to be deletion. So how to delete the video. If we click on icon, I will put an icon here, delete, and then if you click on it, the row will be deleted. Thank you very much.